Everyone was excited on the morning of 26 January, but at 8 am, such a terror came in the Bhuj of Gujarat and neighboring areas that the whole city was devastated. The most destructive earthquake occurred, and it changed the entire picture of the area in the blink of an eye. According to the report of the Weather Department of India, the intensity of the earthquake on Richter scale was measured to be 6.9. However, some people declared that the intensity of the earthquake was 7.9 on the Richter scale. Several millions of people died and thousands were injured in this fierce earthquake. To take out the final results, US Geological Department decided to use the Richter scale. Now, let us listen to an interview by the British Survey Department.
The area at the epicenter of this quake has been cut off since it struck, and today we flew in over the mud flats to get a real sense of the scale of the damage. As we came in towards the town of Bhuj, we passed over several villages that had been completely flattened, with barely a building left standing. Bhuj itself, a town of 150,000 people, had fared little better. From the air, almost every building seemed to have collapsed or to be unstable. On the ground, the old town, once a pretty tourist mecca, was almost deserted, its narrow streets now dangerous to walk down, the dogs still standing guard over their former homes.
This used to be one of the busiest areas of the town, full of temples and guest houses, shops and restaurants. Local people have told us it always teemed with life, but as you can see around me now, there really isn't anything here except rubble. The police here estimate there are between 30 and 40,000 houses in the town, and not one of them is safe.
All day, people were still fighting to save the living. The relief on Urwashi Nitesh's face is that of someone who thought she was dead. She was pulled from her home this afternoon, more than 30 hours after the quake struck. Her mother was rescued a few minutes later. Mita Soni was pulled from her 7-story apartment block this morning. She knows her mother and grandparents are dead, but believes her little brother is still alive inside. "I pray," she told us, "I pray to God." The rescuers said when it was quiet, they could clearly hear the cries of those still trapped inside. Local people put the number of those dead at a much higher figure than the Indian government and believe there are many more still trapped. Bhuj has no infrastructure, water, electricity, communications or shelter. This was the hospital. Many nurses and doctors were trapped inside. People live in the streets because they cannot go back into their houses. It's hot in the day, but temperatures drop sharply at night. Local engineers said today they believed the whole town was unstable and would have to be razed to the ground in its entirety and rebuilt from scratch. Tom Bradby, ITN, Bhuj, India.
When our nation was in problem, many other nations helped us like Australia, Bangladesh, Belgium, Canada, Israel, Italy, Great Britain and America. So guys, hope you liked our project. Have a great day. Bye.